Did you guys know that I've knit over 100 pairs of socks? I didn't realize this until, out of curiosity, I was wondering, hey, I've been knitting since 2016, got back into knitting and started knitting socks, and I've knit a lot of socks. I've tried different techniques, different kinds of yarn, different kinds of needles, and I've been pretty good about logging them in Ravelry and tagging my projects. So there's an option in Ravelry where you can make your own tags and put them on your projects and keep track of it. So I went in and found out that I have indeed made just over 100 pairs of socks. In order to celebrate this milestone, I wanted to do something fun on the channel. So I want to have a Q&A episode focused on sock knitting. Apologies if you can hear Marjorie eating her treat. So whether you've been with me for a while or you're brand new to the channel, this is an opportunity for you to ask me questions. So what I did is I made a Google form to make it a little bit easier to collect questions in one place. And it should be an accessible form where you don't have to log into anything to answer the prompts. So there is an opportunity for you to ask questions of me. I will not answer through the Google form. What I will do is leave this open for a period of time to collect questions, and then I will record a video where I'm answering those questions. But also, I wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions because I imagine quite a few of you out there are sock knitters yourself. So I'm planning for this special episode to go up on the channel the first weekend in July, which is right around the July 4th holiday. That is on a Friday, if I remember correctly. And that's the day that this Google form is going to close. So you have from now until July 4th, 2025, to fill out the form, which is linked below in the description box, where I ask you to answer a couple of questions about your knitting preferences when it comes to socks, but also an opportunity for you to throw questions my way. And I don't want you to feel limited on your questions. I would like them to be aimed at sock knitting, but you could ask me anything. So I look forward to seeing what you have for me. I thought I would go ahead and kick off the Q&A session in this video as well. And one of the questions I know that I had as a beginner sock knitter was, how do I launder these hand knit socks? Right? Can I put them in the washing machine? Can I put them in the dryer? Do I have to hand wash everything? Also, we have a dog who sheds, and we walk around the house in our socks and we pick up a lot of dog hair. So how can I help get the dog hair out of my hand knit socks? So I took some footage of how I launder our hand knit socks. I have been knitting them since 2016. It has been almost 10 years. Some of these socks are almost 10 years old and still going. So I just thought I would share some of that information with you here. But like I said, the Q&A is open to any and all questions, so I look forward to seeing what you come up with. So yes, I do wash hand knit socks in the washing machine. This is a load of strictly socks. I don't mix in any other kind of clothing, especially clothing that has zippers or buttons, because I don't want the socks to get caught on those kinds of closures. And I do use regular laundry detergent, the same detergent I use for any other clothing. I don't use a special wool wash, but I don't add fabric softener to the load at all. What is different is that I make sure to wash this on the delicate setting of my washer, and I make sure the temperature of the water is cool or cold. This is really important to help prevent felting. Once the wash cycle is finished, I pull the socks out, and at that point they're damp because the spin cycle does a really good job getting most of the water out. But this is the part that takes the longest. What I do is hang up the socks to air dry, and this is basically a blocking phase. So what's the most time consuming about it is that I'm laying out the socks in the way I want them folded in the drawer. So I'm trying to flatten out any wrinkles. I want to make sure the toe isn't bunched up. I want the heel to, like there you can see with the long socks, I'm folding them over at the heel. So this is basically sock blocking, right? And they're just gonna be hung up to dry on hangers. I can fit 3 socks on a hanger. In the early days, I used to like match up the socks at this phase, but as you'll see later, it doesn't matter. So they just get hung up in whatever order they come out of the washing machine, on hangers 3 at a time, to air dry. As you can see, we have socks of all kinds of shapes and colors. Long socks, shorty socks, short row socks, heel flap and gusset socks, striping, patterned. It's a very eclectic sock collection and I absolutely love it. Most of the year, the socks are hung up to dry inside, and we have a clothes rack that we've put next to the washer and dryer so that this can be a little bit easier. But as you can see, there's lots of debris still stuck on the socks. I saw some grass there and some dog hair. So air drying won't get those things out, but it will help the socks dry without felting them. What you don't want to do is put them in the dryer on a warm setting. So they will air dry. Most of the time they're inside. You do want to get airflow between the socks. So the more you can space them out, the better. And any chance I get to air dry the socks outside, I do. This is pretty much only summertime here in the Pacific Northwest. After they've dried hanging up, I do put them in the dryer, and what I'm not going to do is turn on any kind of heat. But basically these socks have dried. I could wear them, they're perfectly clean, but we have a dog that sheds and we wear our socks to do all kinds of chores. So they might pick up pollen and grass clippings and sawdust, of course dog hair. And those things are hard to get out in the wash. So what I do is put them in the dryer on the air dry setting. Very important, air dry. You do not want to add heat with this. And that's gonna tumble dry it to help knock off all that extra debris. And this last step has been a game changer because it means I don't have to hand wash our socks. At this point, because I took special care to lay out the socks flat in the initial drying phase, like I said, that's basically like blocking. So at this point the socks pretty much fold themselves, and it's just a matter of matching up pairs to go in the sock drawer. Sorting does include a couple of categories since our socks are so eclectic. I have socks here for Michael and for me, so I have 2 piles for that. And then there's shorty socks versus long socks, but these are gonna go in the sock drawer to be worn.